Welcome back to How to Souls. My name is Rach and today we're going to continue with our walkthrough of Dark Souls Remastered. So if you remember a couple parts ago, I confused everyone because I started going into the DLC area and then I promptly turned around. So now we're actually going to go there and walk through it, complete it. So once again, that was the Sanctuary Guardian bonfire that we unlocked. I guess I just did it back then because we were in the area, we were in the Darkroot Basin, and I thought, may as well, because I hate running through the water. But yeah, I will link that part where I show you guys where the portal is to get through there. I'll just link it in the cards for you as above. And if you're curious on the big, long, convoluted way to access that portal, to access this DLC, well, I keep calling it DLC just out of habit, but it's like baked into Dark Souls Remastered now, but it used to be the DLC on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. Yeah, to get here, it's not the most straightforward. So I'm going to make a video for that, and I will link that in the cards for you above as well. Or you can just watch the whole walkthrough, because it's good content, and you learn stuff. Anyway, so we're here, Sanctuary Guardian, this is Oolacile. You're met, right away, by the Sanctuary Guardian boss. It's a manticore, it's got a lion head and a scorpion tail, it's got eagle wings, and it uses all three of these things to attack you. It does lightning damage, and its arena is covered in water. So yeah, lots of damage to be done by getting electrocuted while standing in water. Make sure you've got plenty flasks. I'm walking in here with 20. And a good weapon. I'm going to say, yeah, there's a reason we left these bosses until the end of our playthrough, because these are the hardest bosses in the game. So if your weapon is not max level, I'd recommend maxing your weapon, definitely, before you go any further in this DLC. But yeah, just coming in. So the way that I quite like to handle Sanctuary Guardian is to be somewhat aggressive, because he can be quite evasive. He has ranged attacks, like so. And he has up-front attacks. I actually just got hit by one of the ones there. Let's use a shield for this, just because lots of chip damage to be gotten from the lightning as well. So sometimes he throws... I got hit by that. Sometimes he shoots one big bit of lightning at you, and sometimes it's a few small bits of lightning at you. If you hang around near his tail, he'll do a tail whip, and that will give you toxic. He has a combo attack if you hang around near his front. So as you can see, the amount of stamina that ate up off me blocking that, it's definitely not advisable to block all of his attacks. So you want to try and just... I've got my shield up just to stop me taking too much damage, just to save me getting hit. But you're not wanting to just face tank everything here. You are wanting to try and roll through. There's the tail attack. Ooh, managed to avoid the poison. Had I had less poison resistance, that might have got me in one there, but we've got quite a lot of resistance here. So the different lightning attacks, you can see him obviously charged one there. And if he doesn't charge for quite as long, you know it's going to be the several small ones. So you can just keep rolling through those to the side. So there's a charged one. Is he going to fly at me? No, we got another charged one. Oh, there's a few of them. Oh yeah, they're quite easy to dodge if you just strafe to the side. When he flies up covered in lightning, you know that he's going to shoot a lightning bolt. And sometimes he'll just fly up not covered in lightning, and that's when he's going to charge at you. So just take your time. We're sort of coming towards him, but he flies away, so that's why I was a bit ugh. He's doing this again. Let's just heal up. Let's just stay safe. What you want, actually, in my opinion, one of the easiest attacks to punish on this guy is when he just plain... Oh. Is when he just plain, flies over you like this. So you can just roll out of the way and then get in there and get a hit. If you do get a good hit on his tail, you can cut it off and you get a whip from that. So if you are a whip user, or you inflicting the poison status, yeah, check out the tail on this guy. I got hit by that. Oh, I thought we would get the tail there. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, because I'm kind of just prioritizing beating him, but we can try and get it. You want to have like a good two-handed like hit on the tail. That'll break it off. Ah. Oh well, we got the kill. Didn't get the tail. But yeah, it's a poison whip. It's good. It's good. I've never really done a playthrough using the whips. I guess, I don't know. More into swords, personally. I know a few whip lovers, if you know what I mean. So that was your first boss and your introduction to Oolacile. It's not the most straightforward, actually. I'm gonna admit, like, Sanctuary Guardian has given me trouble on some challenge runs in the past. I think it's just a lot of chip damage, a lot of just like patience because he flies around so flippin' much. We can get one level out of this. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it into, I don't really need to put it anywhere at this stage. 30 vit, 30 ind, 40 strength. I literally, the Black Knight sword scales a little bit off deck, so I actually will probably see the most increase just putting it into dex. Let's go for strength, she says after saying let's go for dex. Okay, so next bonfire here, we're in the, what's this called again? Oh, I forget this game doesn't actually tell you what the bonfire is called when you're sitting at it. This is Elizabeth, she's an animated mushroom.
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness, but Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the savior?
Yeah, absolutely. We're here for Dusk.
Thank you. I am Elizabeth, guardian of this sanctuary, something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I shall assist thee to my utmost, for I am one with the sorceries of Oolacile.
Yeah, alright. So she can sell pear powder, gold pine resin, unlimited gold pine resin. That's definitely worth picking up if you've got a weapon that can be buffed. The same sorceries that Dusk had back when we met her in the Dark Root Basin. Hidden weapon, hidden body. Pretty cool. The latter of which in PvE, definitely, but the former PvP. Sort of surprise someone. And a catalyst. So I'm sure there's a way you can get...
Further on, an abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Oolacile. Knight Artorias came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the abyss, overcome by its utter blackness. Indeed, the abyss may be unstoppable. Still, I have faith that Princess Dusk may be rescued yet.
Oh well, we'll do our best. I've mentioned this in the past, but when I was talking about Sif and Artorias, and there we go, Elizabeth's just mentioned him there. Artorias is pretty cool. He went to fight the Abyss, to fight Manus of the Abyss, the primordial human who has kidnapped Princess Dusk. And yeah, Artorias is not doing too good. He's somewhat succumbing to it himself. This next area is the, I guess, first main part, because we just went straight into a boss before. So this is the first main part, Oolacile Garden. You've got these sort of scarecrow, flipping, if only I had a brain type dudes that have got like hedge cutters. Again, I feel like with enemies like this, it's easy to underestimate them because you're just like, oh, they're just peons. I can take them down with one two-handed hit, which is good, but like don't ever let your guard down, especially with like normal enemies, because I feel like those are the ones that kill you. Because you don't expect them to, and they surprise you. So I'm sticking mostly to the right hand side here, which is probably the not the most direct way to get through here, but I just want to point out this ruins here. So this will become a shortcut. It's not a shortcut at the minute because we haven't activated it yet, but I just want to point that out. We got here just by sticking to the right along the cliff. So we're going to head and essentially unlock that. Staying with the cliff to our right, there's some shinies up above. Don't fall off, Rach. Cool. There are, here we go. There are some of these big stone guys, kind of similar to the ones you would have fought in Darkroot Garden when you were heading to Butterfly. Same sort of deal, basically. Actually can't remember if they do the medicals. I just tend to avoid them. But if you want to explore Oolacile, it's fab to have a nice big area to explore. If not, just follow me. We're sticking to the right and we're going across this bridge. I mean, That's Calamite. He will be the final boss of the DLC. I think you can technically do him before Manus, and he can be the third boss, but I always just do him last. But yeah. Did you get a fright? I still get a fright, man. This little crystal lizard here, he'll fall off. But he won't. Sometimes he falls off. There we go. So grabs you a couple Twinkling Titanite if you are still needing to upgrade your weapon. And a chunk is if you haven't got a unique weapon. More of these scarecrow dudes, so you can fight them if you want, or you can just go ahead and like run past them. But once again, like I say, I'm just gonna play like crap, apparently. Oh, what'd you drop? What'd you drop? Oh, they dropped the moss clumps. So kind of like the Ents. Kind of like the Ents. So you can see here this big like abyss pit. This is really cool. This is such good world building, like in this game. It still blows me away, like 10 years later. So this is obviously the abyss sort of like coming out from underground, like taking over Oolacile. We're going to head towards that big sort of Colosseum thing in the distance there. There's some ruins just in front of it. So you can go there whichever way you want, just like watch out for the big hole in the ground, obviously. So we're going to go this way and then just round. There's a shiny there if you see it just on the edge of the cliff. Another crystal lizard there you can grab if you want, but I'm just avoiding all the enemies at this point. If you want to fight them for practice, I'm not going to stop you. But just showing you sort of how I like to run through this. Especially on a challenge run. I can't be bothered fighting everything. Is this where no, gotcha. Cool. So we'll activate this and we actually go down here. So it can be a bit confusing connecting all these elevators, but this elevator goes here to this Colosseum that you could see in the distance. This is actually Artorias' boss room. To the right is how we activate the shortcut from the bonfire to here, and to the left is actually, down there is actually a shortcut to the next boss. So this area is really well interconnected if you can get your head around which elevator goes where. So you come down the first elevator, turn to the right, and then go across this bridge there. If you go down that hill, that's actually where you encounter Calamite for the first time. But we're going to go across the bridge and chat to this guy, who looks straight out of Bloodborne.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past?
Actually, yeah, that is what happened, yeah.
Yes, of course. Exactly what happened to me. We are both strangers in this strange land. But at least now there are two of us.
Iron Maiden fan, this guy. Yeah, I wonder if this guy, if they were going down the Bloodborne route, because obviously they would have been in the concept stage for Bloodborne at this stage when they were doing the DLC. But yeah, this guy's mint and sarcastic, and I like him. He sells stuff to remove poison, which isn't too expensive. I've got like a bunch personally, but it's always worth having a few on you. Homeward Bones, always worth having. Humanity, if you are in need. Not cheap though. And some arrows as well.
Did you happen across Knight Artorias, the legendary abyss walker from the old tales? Well, if you haven't, it's just as well. He's a colorless sort, if you ask me.
Oh, what do you mean by that? So I guess he assumes that you've already been into that Colosseum-y type-y arena. I know it's not a Colosseum. I know that there's probably a proper word for it, but I just think Colosseum. Yeah, but yeah, don't go in there yet. Come round here, activate this elevator. You could just roll straight off it once you activate it, and that'll be activated. But as you can see here, this is where I pointed out. After sticking to the right cliff, although now it's on my left, you can get straight here from the bonfire if/when you die in the Artorias fight. I'm just going to grab this up here because shinies must be shined. Guardian gauntlets. Okay, cool. I couldn't have told you that. I didn't know that was up there. I know these games like pretty heckin' well, but I don't know what every single item is like because ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, right. So I am down to 17 heals. I'm gonna just, hang on, where'd my little talisman go? I love that I just gave up on my talisman. There we go. Yep, just got heal equipped. We started as a cleric. I said this actually to the comments to someone who was asking, like, why did you start as a cleric? And then, like, literally not do any faith stuff. I was planning on doing faith stuff, and then the Black Knight sword dropped, and I was like, look, guys, I'm just gonna tell you, this is, like, such a carry weapon. Like, this weapon carries you so much. But yeah. But we've got the heals to save Estus. It's always worth having a heal, I think. Just to check, we're still light rolling. Cool. Right. Just for aesthetics, I'm going to take this arrows up. 69. Nice. Just going to take that off. Right. Let's take stock of our situation. As light as possible. I'm wearing the Dark Moon Seance ring back from when we fought Gwendolyn. I just never put a better ring on. So Artorias. Oh, I can recommend a few rings for him if you have the Wolf ring. Boosts poise. Artorias has a move that will knock you to the ground, and if you have enough poise, it will not knock you to the ground, it'll just damage you. It might even interrupt you, but it might not knock you down. You will need very heavy armor to poise through, especially this front flip attack, the one that I'm thinking of. But if you're a tank, if you're a turtle, I should say, consider the Wolf Ring just for some extra poise on this fight. He is actually very easy. Well, no, sorry, I'm not going to use that kind of language. He is very viable for tank builds that can stagger him. So if you can persist, if you can poise through his attacks and you can stagger him, that's a really good tactic for this fight. So quick rolling people like my own build, you're going to have a harder time here, but that's okay because I'm going to show you the very few attacks that you can punish afterwards. And basically the thing with this fight is you have very few windows where you can hit back and very few windows where you can heal. So it's getting used to where those windows are and then learning how to dodge everything else. So hopefully we get a nice clean fight and I can show you sort of a bit of everything here. What else would be a good ring? What would be a good ring for me? I think I'm expecting to get hit once or twice. So we've got Ring of Steel Protection here. Artorias does do physical attacks. He does have a magic buff that he'll do around half health. But mostly his sword does physical attacks. Havel's Ring, if you are turtling, very viable. Tiny Being's Ring can get in the bin. Dark Woodgrain Ring, actually, I think, for me, is the best option. So I showed you this in a previous episode. This changes your rolling animation. So aside from looking bloody hilarious, it gives you more iframes, which means when you're rolling, you've got more invulnerability and less chance to get hit. I actually use this ring definitely on Manus and often on Calamite because a lot of their attacks are like frame perfect for dodging. So I think with Artorias, I'm just going to pop it on as well because it's probably the best option for me. If you want to know how to get this ring, if you didn't watch that part of the walkthrough, I will go ahead and link it for you above. I don't know if I can link in cards to specific time codes, but there will be time codes in the description when I get around to making them. I will, I promise. This is a side thing. Okay, so without further ado, I flippin' talk for Scotland. It's time to fight Artorias. I'll let future Rachel take over here and I'm just going to focus on the fight, okay? Good luck, guys. Alright, hello, it's me, Future Rach, who has actual brain capacity to be able to comment on this fight. Artorias, so I mentioned before, the key with this fight is all about patience. So he is pretty damn aggressive, as you can see here. You are going to have to roll through his attacks. If you're blocking them, you better have a chunk of stamina. So I'm just going ahead and two-hand in here because I know I ain't blocking these. I rolled into that thrust attack, which was a bad idea because the hitbox lingers even after he is finished thrusting. Giggle, giggle. When he does this jump attack at you, I find it best to wait until he's directly above you and then roll forwards. And then if you're close enough to him, you can punish with an attack. You can follow up with one of your own. So the way I like to do this fight is mainly by strafing around. Sort of not like mid-range, but not like super close to him either. Just sort of trying to bait out a certain attack and dodging every other attack. So we'll see. There's certain attacks that you cannot, this one. So okay, so this is the somersault. This is what I was on about if he hits you with that, he knocks you down, and he quite often follows up with another somersault. That charging thrust there is perfect to punish. Now that we've taken a little bit of health off of him, he starts charging his like magic aura that you can see there. I knew that I would have enough staggered damage with my two-handed Black Knight sword to stagger him out of that, so I went for it. But I do recommend, I mean, you give it a go once just to see if you have the damage for it, and if you don't, I'm afraid you're just going to have to put up with the debuff. And I do show you what the debuff does later on in the fight. I got hit again there. I've got no excuse for that. I was performance anxiety, wasn't it? But as you can see, I'm just not attacking like after most dodges, especially not the somersault. Please, even if you have a super fast weapon, don't even bother attacking. If you see him roll backwards twice, he is going to do this charge. So you'll know like right away whether to follow him or not. He'll always do that if he rolls backward twice. Yeah, for the somersault with locked on, just roll to the side. As you can see, he does it 3 times here. I have seen him do 4. When he roars, that's a good window to heal, but I would not attack if you're a melee attacker, because he can come out of it really quickly. But it is a good window to heal. So we're not attacking the somersault, we're not attacking the swipes. The thrust we can attack because he's got a long come out of that. So here we go, more somersaults, literally just waiting for the right attack. Alright, this isn't the one. That's not the one. If we stand around this distance from him, he'll do the thrust. Okay, I'm gonna let him charge up his buff here. So you can tell he's buffed because he's got this purple sort of smoky aura. This adds a huge amount of damage to his attacks, and if you haven't got a lot of vitality, these attacks are now probably in one-shot territory, so be careful. A safe way to deal with this actually is just to wait it out. You can literally just keep dodging attacks, or even just like keep him at max range and avoiding him until his buff runs out. He does try to reapply it. See, look, I'm doing a heal there we go, perfect. He does try to reapply it. So, I mean, you might get lucky, you might not. But there you go. So that thrust attack, I recommend, is one of the few that you can safely punish. And he does it again, which ends the fight. Good luck. Sit down, Artorias. Sit down, pal. That was a really good fight. For showing you absolutely everything this guy does. I don't really think there was anything he really missed out, so hopefully I explained that well enough, and hopefully you get that one down, no bother. With him down, as you come through the other side of this arena, you can go upstairs there to speak to Goff. We will do that in the next episode, or you can go through the fog gate here. This is the gazebo, and that's a PvP related thing. Is this even gonna work? The servers are not online. Yeah, I mean, you can still get in, but this is for dueling, but the servers are down on PC at the minute. Anyway, I'm not worrying about that. I don't know if you are. I mean, you can if you're on PC, but yeah. Yes, we'll go up there next episode. Anyway, ooh, I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. My adrenaline. I love... Artorias is actually my favourite fight in Dark Souls, probably my favourite fight in Soulsborne, Kiro, Ring, ever. There's just a simplicity to him, where there's so few opportunities for you to hit back, for you to heal. You have to be patient. If you don't have a heavy hitting weapon, that fight takes a long time. But anyway, well done. I think it was great. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching the walkthrough. We're going to stop it there, and in the next episode, we're going to go chat to Goff, we're going to take a little peek at Calamite, and we're going to continue through Oolacile village, township, for the hardest part of the game so far, in my opinion. But thank you very much for watching. Remember to leave the video a like, because that means that I like you back, and you can subscribe for more walkthroughs and tips videos for all types of Souls games. Thank you very much. Right, I'll see you in the next video.